yourself on the back. Go home, dog.
That's wicked.
Go home, dog. Yeah. You man.
He may not put away.
He may not do what?
He may not put away all his days. A man shall not take his father's wife.
Let that go again.
Nor discover his father's shirt.
Let's hit this 1 Corinthians 7, y'all. We're going to get on out of here because this is Paul dealing with relationships that came together and then he found out the truth. Relationships that fell apart and the rules to that. Of what you do, every situation that we may be in right now, there's something that will correct that. All we have to do is get with the correction program. Y'all make sure y'all read. I'm going to put it down here. Y'all write this down. Sirach. Or Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha. 25. Start at verse 22. And then start off talking about a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. If she maintain her husband. It's not talking about he done fell on hard times, the job closed up on him. What we're talking about is maintain everything he called her and had for her. Baby, the last is gone completely out of my drawers. I need baby. The toe of my shoes down now. Baby. Baby. And then get right into Sirach chapter 26. And it talks about the virtuous woman and different things. This is not setting the bar way up here for no woman. It's just telling them you have talents to get to. You can't sit around and say, well, he didn't show me nothing. You got to develop your talents too, just like the man. There's woman talents. Romans 16, and we make sure y'all, we don't have time for that, y'all write that down. Romans 16 talk about women in the church and what their roles was and how they helped out in the church. No teaching. But Paul told about Phoebe, he said, when you see her woman, y'all give her what she needs to get busy. Because she coming with the correct way to run the church house from the woman's perspective to teach all the women. Help her out as you see her coming. But never you will see Paul say, and let her teach to me. No, he's just saying, just like Christ, when he told the woman first of all, go back and tell the brothers you've seen me.
Well, they were just said, what?
Let's
Another verse real quick. What you say?
Romans 16.
After that, about Christ, when he told them.
What it says? No, I'm going to try to talk. What you call Go ahead, what I say, boy. I'm going to take it right to it. What I say, y'all?
We got it on tape. We got it on tape.
Y'all got it on tape? Rewind. What that short-term memory is about. Romans 16, we're talking about what Christ said to the woman when they came to the tomb. Mary and Martha, they ran to the tomb first. He said, go back, and the angel told him, go back and tell the brother who's risen. So Christ would instruct women a lot of times. He talked about the first, and he said, this woman been wiping my mouth with her hair since she's been here. You first, and they've been done but dogging me out since I've been here. It's not in a point that where it's ever to a point that you put a woman beneath your feet. There is work for them to do, like it's work for me. Women just got to find out what they're supposed to be doing. And then your thought process won't be always on what he ain't doing. That's what I meant about that passage when we talk about Christ, but I'll get that script where it's exactly at. And that's when he went to the first house. I believe it is Luke 7. Yeah, when she was anointing his feet with her. But what I'm talking about in 28 now, dude, where they ran to the tomb. Go back and tell my brother this. Go back and tell them this. Women prophesy. Your sons and your daughters prophesy. But teaching a class, the congregation, not permitted. Not permitted, but y'all read that Romans 16 so you'll understand women's role in the church. And they weren't just taking a second seat to some things. They were handling business of the church with the women and everything. Teaching them women things, how to dress, how to keep a husband. Not that tomfoolery. Did you see some lipstick there? What you see? No, it wasn't none of that. Wasn't nothing about tail bearing, fat lipping. Get you to leave. She's telling you how to play your role and understand what true submission is, say, I want to get married, but that honor, that part, I just can't do. What are you thinking about? What do you think that means?
Why you in?
Why you did?
Why you getting on?
Why a man say, man, you mean to tell me I got to ride this same ride for till I'm dead? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get to your 1 Corinthians 7, y'all, we're going to close out. Yeah, we got plenty more, but this is going to get right to the heart of the matter. It's about the good things about getting a woman divorce a man. We'll see that that's never been the case. Always a man has to do with this. That's right. That's all. Even if you get to the point of where I just can't take it no more, you just out of control. Warts everywhere. You got disease. He was saying, yeah, me, get away from me. I'm just no good. I ain't up. Gone. You free. You can get out of here. But see, men don't know. They'll sit there and walk away. And if you left with somebody, you're going to be committing adultery. No, she ain't. You ain't gave no bill of divorce. You're going to be committing adultery. That's you. You got to listen. Let's get it. 7 and 1.
1 Corinthians 7, verse 1.
Y'all, we out here after this. Go ahead.
Now concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
See, Paul wrote some things about look, don't even touch. Same thing now we're talking about. If you ain't got your mind set on, don't touch. And touch, we know means sexual intercourse. What other touch do you think they do? Huh? What touch y'all think this is? Same thing in God. Don't eat, don't touch it. Let's get it.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Nevertheless,
what?
nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife.
Why do you think it's saying his own? Because if you ain't got yours, who you got?
That was wife swap.
That's what they was doing in Corinth. Swap.
Shit going on there.
Look, if you dealing with a woman and you ain't plans to be married, you don't think you swapping? No, don't come by here now. Don't come by here now. I'm telling you, you're going to see something you don't want to see. I'm coming anyway. This is what was happening. Go ahead, brother.
And let every woman have her own husband.
Y'all see that? What we're talking about is the marriage covenant now. Everybody have their own. Don't share. Don't do no sharing. Go ahead.
Let the husband render unto the wife due
Tell them
benevolence.
what that is, man. Do benevolent.
You told me.
Yeah. QT time. QT time. Yeah. Quality time. Tender love and care. Look, if you worried about Valentine's Day, give us some on April. Give us some in July. Some flowers.
Oh, you ain't got to know.
Every time Valentine's Day come up, y'all break up. Because ain't no flowers given out before then. Not that you have to give flowers. You ain't got to go to church. You go to Willie in this trunk. What you got there, man? Oh, shit like this. Go where your money is good. What you have to do benevolent. That's the next question, ain't it? Let's get it. What else it says?
And let every woman have her own husband. Oh, my bad. And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Y'all see that? So the wife, you got to do benevolence too. You have a job that you need to do to please your husband. But what we do? Y'all get into it. First thing y'all do is put on the chastity belt. What being called the iron rod. And the foothold as the winner down and ball up and turn to the side. No. You can't deprive him of that, nor can he make you do it. But you know the next question's coming behind that. You know the argument. What you giving it to? Let's read them.
Verse 4. The wife hath not power of her own body,
Right?
but the husband.
Y'all see that? Go ahead.
And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body.
See, so you can't make nobody do what they don't want to do. You one flesh. You one flesh. Which has become one spirit. in the marriage of Christ first. But it's going to stay one flesh if Christ ain't there. It cannot become spirit. Because y'all going in two different directions. Two different directions. Now what the first thing they say? You got to do them things you did when you first got married. Well, a lot of us don't want to do them things again. If we call it sex marriage. Because some of them things that happened on the first time. That's why a lot of men say, she ain't no virgin. No, the trick she's doing, she's going for the soul service. Let's get it. Where we at? Where we at?
Verse 5. Defraud you not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
Well, just your vain nothings or sexual depraved mind. Defraud ye not one another. They said, look, somebody got to take, all right, baby, all right. You right. That ain't going to happen no more. Defraud that, just take it for a time to bring peace back in. But that don't mean be henpecked. It's a term out there, men get. You can be right or you can have peace. To have peace means you're going to treat everything you say. This ain't saying that. This just saying to get it down to where y'all ain't arguing in public or the kids hear y'all cussing each other out. Just one, take it, look, we'll finish this up tomorrow. Go along and get along just for a minute. That until you can come back together again, let's say drive a further wedge between. Come on, let's read some more right here.
Verse 6. But I speak this by permission and not of command.
Now understand what Paul just said. This is not the perfect will of God, but it's an allowable will that what Paul is saying. There's drama going on everywhere. I'm just speaking this as a man. But according to the script, if you want to go to the letter of the law, you don't have to do this. But Paul said, look, he said, don't take no defraud. If you mean what you say, you don't have to listen to me on this. I'm just saying this from a permission. I'm trying to just y'all come back together. What y'all arguing about that? No. Why y'all arguing about this? Come on, let's read some more.
Verse 7. For I would that all men were even as myself, but every man had his own proper gift of God, one after this manner, and one after that manner.
And Paul is saying that there's a perfect will of God and there's the permissive will. Paul took the chastity, is that what it's called? Celibacy. That he would only be married to Christ. Christ was under that oath. But he says, I give to every man, this deal. But the first commandment say, be what? Fruitful and multiply. So are they breaking this commandment? No. There's a permissive will for a man to just say, whoo, I'm just going to have to, I just can't stand to be around women. I lose. Brimstone loans. Always on fire. Can't see a woman without a grab, like Michael Jackson. Just grab it, twist his name, everybody will walk by. Go ahead,
Verse 8. I say therefore to the unmarried and widow.
Now we see who he's talking to now. The unmarried and widows. What does unmarried mean? Either single, virgin, or divorced. Ain't that unmarried? Let's get it.
It is good for them that they abide even as I.
So he's saying if you solo, stay solo. Don't let it just be about the flesh. Go ahead.
But if they cannot contain, let them marry.
See, if you can't contain, keep on rubbing in bed. Promising only a portion. Only a portion. If you can't contain, he said, now you got to
church. That means he's doing something with fire. I don't mean that he's burning your lust. He can contain himself every time he's around his unmarried woman.
Lasciviousness.
It's better for you to marry or come together as one flesh than to burn your lust.
Let's get it, y'all. We almost out of here. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And unto the marriage.
And unto the who?
The marriage.
Now we're talking about people that's already in a committed relationship. See how it deals with, it's dealing with every facet of sexual intercourse between a man and a woman, married or unmarried. Go ahead.
I command.
What is
yet
that you
not-
doing?
I command. Yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband.
So, right there, he said the Lord is commanding this. Wife, don't you go nowhere. What does that mean? So I'm supposed to sit there and take this view, come in here smelling like somebody else cologne. Come in here and such. I'm supposed to just take that abuse, call me up. Said my mama was talking to these children. I'm just supposed to take that. We'll see what it says. Go ahead.
But, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried.
See what the commandment was, it says, but if she burn out, the married woman. Don't mean she's divorced, but if she burn out, what it say?
Let her remain unmarried.
Let her do what?
Remain unmarried.
So for her to be unmarried, or to remain unmarried, she had to be divorced at this point. How can she marry somebody else if she already married somebody, even if she's divorced? There has to be a divorce if she's remaining unmarried. There was a divorce there. It says, let her remain unmarried. I mean, don't jump back in the fire and chance, maybe y'all can get it back together before somebody else come in the midst and that Deuteronomy 24 is being violated because she got with somebody else and then come back and got with you. Let's get it. What does it say now? Go ahead. What does it say?
Or be reconciled to her husband.
Oh, be what?
Reconciled
What
to
that
her
mean,
husband.
y'all? Reconcile. Let's get it.
And let not the husband put away his wife.
And let not the husband do it. These are commandments, the thing, because we got to go to the end. If we give up on fleshly marriage like this, we sure ain't gonna keep a spiritual marriage together. Because it's calling for a higher, what would you call it? Due benevolence to the Father.
That's right.
It's calling for higher, much higher than the flesh. You really ain't gonna be able to do this if you can't keep this together. Let's get it. We almost out of here, y'all. Go ahead.
Verse 12. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord.
So who would the rest be? We talked to the man, we talked to the virgin, whatever. Now he's talking to the rest of the somebody. Let's see who the rest of these people are. Go ahead.
If any brother have a wife that believe not, and she be pleased to dwell with him.
So the rest of this is what he's talking about now, is a marriage that's unequally yoked. This is the rest of the group we're talking about. We have that issue, brothers come or sisters come, he a Muslim, I believe in the gospel of Christ. We war every day. He don't believe that this, what he's saying, that we Hebrew, she won't believe, she's still going to church. It ain't new under the sun what you're going through right now. This was going on 2,000 years ago. Go ahead, bro.
Let him not put her away.
Let him not do what?
Let him not put her away.
So he's saying right here, the woman that have a husband that believes not. What does she not believe? What does she not believe? But it say, but if she be pleased to dwell with him, let her not put away. You can have a wife that don't understand the way you do or what we're talking about, a true believer. There's benefit believers. There's some that'll get with you because, you know, yeah, I'll say whatever you want me to say. You want me to be a Hebrew woman? I'll wear whatever you need me to say. Just keep spitting and snacks like you do. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. Let's get it.
Verse 13. And the woman which had a husband.
What she got?
A husband.
Right.
That believeth not. And if he be
now you with her, and you trying to tell her we Israelites. She like, no, I'm gonna have to ride this a little bit longer. I ain't gonna go nowhere because you are a good man. But there's some things going on with you. How you in one breath gonna say you love Christ, and then you down on your kneecaps over there at the mosque? What are you committed to? But there may be some things that's on that spiritual level that they say, you a good man, though. But there's some issues here. I'm not ready to commit yet. And they say if she's like that, but the key word is pleased to dwell with you. So what does please mean? Ain't no arguing, is it? Every time you walk in, ain't no arguing. When you leave out, ain't no arguing. It's pleased to dwell with you. And as long as you on your game, guess what? She gonna end up with, let's see what the script says. Let's see what the script says. Go ahead.
14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife.
What is he?
Sanctified by the wife.
Look, if he's pleased to dwell with her, then the law of the Most High is going forth. If she's pleased to dwell with him, then the law of the Most High is going forth. That means sanctification for your flesh, and it's going to become spiritual. Right now, what Paul is saying is this is a flesh. This is one flesh. It's not one spirit at this moment. But they together. You know, that may be that old soulmate talk. I knew you was my soulmate in the second grade. When you did my homework. No, that may be that. It ain't, it's just flesh. It ain't become one spirit. But it says once they sanctified, what does it become mean? One spirit. Just like Christ. These are one. Blood, spirit, and water are one. So once it becomes one spirit, that's why I said that we the rest of that, y'all just get out of here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband.
So what does sanctification mean?
Set apart.
Huh? So how can you sanctify an unbeliever? You have to be putting the word down. But if you have two benefit believers, you join in this marriage because you like the way she looked and you took her off the market. Or you joined in with him because he did 20 years at school.
20 years, that's what they're talking. That's why it's funny.
Go ahead, brother. Let's read this out. We're going to close out.
Else were your children unclean.
See, else were your children unclean. So every child you producing in this benefit type of friends with benefit type of marriage, they're going to be removed. Because you're not one spirit. They're going to start putting you against the other. Mama, can I take my bike out? What your daddy said? He said, no, wait till he get home. Mama, can I take my bike out? What your daddy said? He said, wait till he get home. Mama, can I take that daddy bike outside? And then when he comes home, you just pat him. What did I tell you? Why did you let her go out there? Didn't I tell you the other day? Look at him in the gas, tired of being in the house. Now y'all at the war. Because y'all not one spirit. Y'all one flesh. Boy, she playing games with each other. Y'all know, hell, we done did it a little bit. Unless you had a mama like mine. What your daddy say? Get away with it before I talk to you. That's what we heard. What gonna be no divine of the marriages. Let's read the last of this man and close out.
But now they are unholy. But if the unbelieving, but now they are holy.
Right.
But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart.
If they say, look, I just can't take this. That just ain't for me. All the laws, statutes, and judges. Why I can't wear my jeans?
Peace and purpose.
Why I can't wear my skirt like I want to wear? You liked it when you first saw me. Maybe we be one flesh, baby. We're trying to be one spirit. Well, that's the way I like it. And if you don't like it, I'll leave or you can leave. And y'all know that's what it's about. We start arguing about how one another looking and dressing. Woman, you ain't going out here in that skirt, that short. Hey, you been over there to see if you got an ear infection. Get it out here. Go ahead.
A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God hath called us to peace.
Go ahead now, let's see what the next verse says. This saying if they go, it has to be peace. That's what Malak just read. If your arm offends you, If your eye offends you, pluck it out. If your rib is offending you to keep you from getting the kingdom, you have to cut it off. It's better that you go in by yourself than go to the lake of fire with both of you. Impact like Ahab. Let's get some more. What is that?
For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband?
She asked him a question, woman, how you know he ain't gonna come in? Stick it out just a little bit longer, but if you have to separate, if every time he come in, he slug you in the jawbone for no reason, you got to get out of that situation. You got to get out of there. If every time, man, you wake up, she doing something that you done seen on payroll cards, you got to get out of there. Something got to happen. Something gonna happen. Every time you wake up, she's looking at you in the shower. You like, man. Go ahead, finish this out, man.
Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? But as God hath distributed to every man, as the Lord hath called everyone, so let him walk. And so ordained I all the churches.
See, so he said, this is the way I'm ordained. Everything was going on in Corinth. White swamping the whole night. So he covered every angle that you can say, but she just don't want to hear you. Stick it out a little longer. Check yourself, or you get your talents up. You're training her, but since you've been in this word, it's just still been you. What is the model she's looking at you as a God-fearing man that I get on this? What will help me out to make me believe what you preach? And as a man has to be on his game. Christ is on his game, that's why we submit. He committed no sin. Ain't that the only reason we submit to that? If we want, we submit to Farrakhan now. But they using this doctrine. Why we going to submit to the strange woman then? Y'all, some plenty more scriptures. Y'all please write these down. Make sure y'all study those Sirachs. 25 and 26, and also Proverbs 31 of the virtuous woman. The virtuous woman tells you she's always busy doing something, not just in the kitchen and the bedroom. Have y'all read Proverbs 31:10 to the end yet? And seen what this woman is doing? Having been as they go in the street on a such and such life. Don't want nobody even approach her. Because they know. They know who she is. Fellas, some of y'all had a woman tell you, you look like you married.
Right.
You look like you married.
I know you married.
I know you married.
Yeah, right.
That's what you know you married.
Now they close you down. Just make sure that they close you down with the Cub Scout pants and some flip-flops that you can dress you in. Y'all, so before we get this pearl, I'm gonna get that back. So, what have we understood today about marriage? One flesh, Jeremiah 3. What have we learned? Y'all make sure y'all write down Jeremiah 3:14. He said he's married to us. Make sure you read Jeremiah 3 and understand your commitment to Christ first. It has to be first. And what's that? Chapter 6. Chapter 6. Tobit is marrying his wife. They make a covenant together. She said, I agree to this. He says, I agree to this. They sealed the deal in the marriage chamber. If you'd have been to the marriage chamber first, you got to come out of there and seal the deal like we just read in 1 Corinthians 7. Right. To make her sanctified again. Why she may not be believed? Because you took her straight to the killing floor.